Hi, Rice here. I'm at home and we're going to record the screencast to show you how to overcome one of the errors that pops up with a fresh connection between Codeanywhere and GitHub. So a lot of you have brand new repositories in GitHub, so I'm going to make the same thing. I'm going to make a brand new repository. It's going to be called Codeanywhere. Oops, I need to spell that right. Codeanywhere test. Okay, so we have this. It's going to be public, and then this is the code anywhere test, and I'm going to initialize this with a license because it helps your repository to come out okay. I'm going to start with an MIT license, and then I'll create the repository. So now on GitHub, I have a brand new repository. It's got just a license in it. Let's create a new file for the heck of it. We will just call it index.html. And then in here, I'm going to paste in, I had that code already. And then I'm going to commit this new file. So nothing big, fancy, just my initial commit, and then create an index.html. You can see that that is there. So you can do this. I can even go to my settings quickly and make this a page. Master branch, save, and then it should now be a link. So I can take this, copy link address, and a lot of you have already set this up so that your repositories do most of these things. And now I've just got one that's equally new. So nothing's ever been done with it. You saw me make this repository just now. We're going to connect it to my Codeanywhere so that I can do development for it in the cloud. So that's a really nice thing that we can do with Codeanywhere. And so I'm going to make a new connection to that GitHub repository that I just made. And so it's the Codeanywhere test. I'm going to hit next. And then it's asking what type of development I'm doing. And it is HTML5. So there's a few different options here, but I'm going to do, let's do the Ubuntu version. So let's create this. And so now it's setting this up. And the neat thing is that instead of downloading these files locally, it's downloading them to the Codeanywhere's servers. And so it's making, they call it a container is the term that they're using, but it's downloading the GitHub repository or on a local computer, the folder with all the files that are in it. So with all that stuff downloaded to their server, I'll be able to make changes on the Codeanywhere server through their online IDE, and then we'll be able to go. So now I've got this. It looks like it's initialized. Here we've got all this business. There's index.html. I can open up this file, and there's that content that I put in. And I can even add in another paragraph and say this was edited in Codeanywhere. And so I hit period. Now, if I go back here and I look at the page before I do any of that, oh boy, I spelled hello wrong. We should fix that. Not hello with W. Okay, hello world. There we go. This was edited in Codeanywhere. I've saved this, so now it's there. We go back to our simple page and hit refresh, and you see nothing happened. Right back in here in GitHub, there's no change. I go to this. It's not an automatic update, which is sad in a world where we're used to that, but that's not how it works. So I'm going to turn on, I right click and then open up the SSH terminal, and this is how I can make links. So I'm going to do git add a, and so this adds all those things. And then, it looks like this is going to work. So git, I was hoping that it wouldn't. Commit m, and then from there, Codeanywhere, and then git push origin master. So my hope was that I would get an error so that I could show you how to solve the error, but it turns out that's not the case. So what this is really doing is a proof of concept that you can take a GitHub repository, make it, immediately connect it to Codeanywhere, and then through some shell commands, you can get a relationship. Remember, the three commands that you need are git add a, git commit, and then you can -M, and then you can write in whatever you want your note to be. And then get push origin master is the third command that I need to do. The other one, and this is more important if multiple people are writing to the same repository, you'd want to do this before you do any work, would be get pull origin, spell it right, master, hit enter. Oh, yeah, I didn't spell it right, did I? Origin master. And so it's saying that I'm already up to date. But what this would do is it would pull down anything in case I'd made any changes through GitHub, perhaps, instead of through Codeanywhere. If I do a pull, then what it does is it saves those changes to the Codeanywhere site. And it's really important that I not get that mixed up. If I change in one place, I need to pull. If I change in GitHub, I need to pull in Codeanywhere so that I don't get branches that get separated. So that's really important to think about and make sure that you do it. But I'm just intending to do all my development in here so that I don't have to worry about that at all. Now, it did make a connection, and so I hit index here, and you can see this was edited in Codeanywhere. My hello world is spelled correctly. And I go to the web page, and it didn't load right there, but that's because it probably loads out of my buffer. I hit F5, and yeah, so it refreshed, and it worked. So now I've got a connection between Codeanywhere and GitHub, and I can change my GitHub page by changing things in here. And that's going to be really helpful because this is a much, much better way to change code. All I need to do is save, and then come into the shell and add some commands, and it just works. So that's that. Hope this helps. Have a good night.